What is up, party people? It's Dan, your basement guitar superstar. Today is another episode of Shop Spotlight, but we are revisiting a place we've been to before because he moved shops. So I want to highlight some of the new stuff here. It is Shumaker Guitar Works here in Davenport, Iowa. So come join me as we look. Okay guys, we're at Shumaker Guitar Works, new location here, 1501 Harrison Street in Davenport, Iowa. And in just a second here, we will go in and do a inventory look through, and then we'll talk to Thad here as well. Okay guys, we are giving you an inventory update here at Shumaker Guitar Works new location. Up on the wall here we have some guitars made by Thad Shumaker himself. A beautiful lineup. Up there we get a couple Telecaster styles and a Strat style guitar. And then, so that's his personal collection up there. I love those old Roy Rogers type guitars that have the artwork on them and stuff. Those are gorgeous. And then he's got a couple basses, some acoustics. Here I got my eye on this Takamine personally. That looks awesome. Nice and worn in. He's got some other stuff down here. This Cozart 12 string is just awesome. And then he's got a 6 string behind it. Squire, Sterling Cutlass, Washburn, all kinds of stuff in here. And then he is actually selling some guitars from an estate sale. So look up here, he's got a couple Gibson E335s. I love that blueberry burst one. That is, or blueberry finish type one. Looks like the glaze off a blueberry donut at Donut Land. And he's got the Les Paul up there, the standard. Absolutely gorgeous guitar, nice Fender precision bass, double cut. Love that Duesenberg too. I'm probably gonna play around with that a little bit later if Thad will let me. Then we got the American Telecaster there, American Strat as well. So all of that stuff is for sale. Call Thad and make him an offer on it. Hit him up on Facebook. And then let's look at some of the amps too. This is one that I want to try playing. It's a Magnatone. Not sure what this is. Thad, what's this one on top of the Magnatone?
Honestly, I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to look. It's a very unknown amp. It's only like 10 watts, but it's really cool.
Okay.
Let me look. I can never remember the name of it. That is a Barton Model 800.
Okay, so that is a Barton Model 800 that I've never heard of before. So I'm going to do some research on those. He's got those two Line 6 AXs. Those are both spectacular. I've played around with that when I was trying out my Fender Player Series Marauder that Thad fixed up for me. He's got this orange here. Love orange amps. You guys know that. You've seen one on the channel before. He's got this Matrix amp that looks interesting. A couple PVs here. We've got the Artist 240 and the Deuce.
It's a 74 Artist, very early serial number, like serial number 25.
Oh, nice. Okay. Awesome. And then he's got the micro bass here. The Lab Series L100 200 watt, or L11 200 watt amp head.
And 2 matching cabinets.
Yep, 2 matching cabs it looks like. Are those 4x12s or 4x10s?
412s.
Yep. Awesome.
And the cabinets are super hard to find. You can find the heads, but you cannot find the cabinets. There were very little of them made, and most of them went to artists like B.B. King and Alan Holdsworth and stuff like that. So the guys from the 70s and 80s that used them, most of them had the cabinets.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Then we'll go over here. That offers tube testing. This is fully functional. There's a bunch of tubes here. He had some others the other day on his video. I'm sure he's got them in back now. Got some amp heads over here. Looks like a couple old customs. It's got that PV. I think that's a bass amp.
Yeah, those are all bass amps.
Yep, all bass amps over here.
6.
And then he's got this Mesa Boogie. Is that a bass amp too, this Mesa?
No, those are guitar amps.
Okay.
Mark 5s.
Yeah, so I'm gonna probably try that one out while I'm here, even though that's way above my pay grade. Then we got the plush.
Which is actually an earth.
Earth, okay.
They did the plush thing to kind of compete with the Sparkle Customs.
Nice.
And yeah, that was their own thing. So it's if you look at it, like the logo and everything is all identical to the Earth brand, but they just switched it to plush and TPS, the plush sound, instead of saying Earth across there and the Earth sound. So
nice.
Yeah, it's a neat head and something that you don't see. The Rivera Cabinet is a original from the early '90s that's got loaded with Celestions. The plywood cabinet, not a particle board cabinet, so it's the good stuff, and they get the best sound out of them. Those are awesome too.
Yep. And then Thad's got a whole rack here of project guitars. So if you're looking for something to fix up or something to part out, he's got, it looks like 6 different things there, including a uke. And then some more acoustics in this corner and some old vintage cool electrics, especially the Silvertone right here. That's the one that comes with the case with the amp built in, right?
Yep. And the Dan Electro's serial number 125, 1955 U1. So very low low in the production. Probably first week of production.
Yeah, and look at that.
It's well loved and it's
body
awesome.
on that. Yeah, those sound amazing. And then he's got an old K there. I've always thought this guitar was cool looking too. Doesn't have a name on the headstock, but it's
that's a K/Univox Effector.
Oh, the Les Paul style one here.
1974. Yep.
Okay, awesome. And then he's got a Gibson Acoustic there.
68 J45.
Yep, and then a couple other ones. Recording King.
The Recording King is 1934. They're 1 year only, made by Gibson in the Kalamazoo factory for the Montgomery Ward's catalog. And Gibson ended up charging too much to Montgomery Ward's, so they ended up having Harmony and Kay build the rest of their guitars from that point on. But very, very neat guitar, and very similar to like the Gibson LO or Kalamazoo KG1 like Robert Johnson played. Neat guitar. And
Sure.
Then the Harmony that's actually next to it, the Harmony Supertone, that is an original owner guitar. I have the original shipping box that thing came in. It has 5 of the 6 original strings still on it. I haven't even touched it because I don't want to, because it's just a piece of history.
Are we talking this one right here? Okay,
yeah,
that's this guy with
box
the
and the original case for that thing.
Wow.
So yeah, that's as original as it gets. And if somebody wants me to put strings on it, I'll gladly put strings on it. They buy it, but I left it as is because that's a piece of history right there.
Right. And then remind me, Dad, what the brand is on that SG.
That is an unbranded Matsumoku made in 1969 SG that would have been a prototype that would have gone out to dealers to try and get them to sell, say, Univox and K and different brands like that, anything that was Matsumoku made. But if you look at it, it's even got the Gibson style headstock on it, which is really cool and very oddball because they didn't make them with the Gibson headstock very, very long. And this thing is actually really, really cool. It's got the Matsumoku style Bigsby on it. This one, being a prototype, actually has humbuckers in it.
Yeah.
Most of them came with what looked like humbuckers, but they were actually big single coils.
Okay.
And so it's just a unique guitar, not worth a lot of money, but it's still a collector guitar, you know. And like somebody's looking to get into beginning stage of collectors, and this is actually out of my personal collection because it's just sat around for years in my collection, and I've never really messed with it. So I decided that this one could go.
Yeah.
And
that is an awesome guitar. I played it the last time I was
super cool.
here. So.
I just try to have different stuff that you don't see at your typical Guitar Center or, whatever. And being a privately owned music store, I can do that, and have, the vintage stuff and try and buy, sell, and trade and do that kind of stuff, and But I tell you what, I've been so busy since I moved into the new location. It's crazy. Probably busier than I've been in months.
Nice.
I'm super happy about it. But being a one-man show, it also sucks at the same time because, I get behind on things and, like my kids in sports, I got to, deal with that kind of stuff. I got to play Mr. Mom at the same time, because my wife works full-time too. So
Right.
being the family business owner, I can, I'm the guy who has to take off early to take the kids to sports or whatever, So, yeah, this time of year it gets a little tedious, but I'm always just a text or voicemail away, So if anybody needs anything, just look me up on Facebook or shoot me a message or give me a call, leave a voicemail or text or whatever. And
Sure, and what's a good phone number for you, Thad?
563-676-2734. And I'm located at 1501 North Harrison Street here in Davenport, right on the corner of 15th and Harrison. You actually have to go a block past and come back because there's either parking on the one-way on 15th or there's parking behind the building. But there's no actual street parking out here on Harrison. So that's the only inconvenience of being in this new location. But so far I haven't had any problems with people finding me. And on days like today when it's not windy out, I got the giant plywood Telecaster sitting outside. So people see that and they drive by, and that helps too. But I try and have a good selection of stuff in here as much as possible. And you never know what you may see in here. One day you may see a vintage 335. One day you may see a vintage Les Paul or Flying V or whatever. I don't know. Right now I'm working on doing finish repair on a Les Paul that got a chip in it for a customer. And waiting on strings for about 10 different guitars back there that keep getting shipped to different hubs. The shipping situation is horrible right now in the United States. And it really sucks for somebody like me or whatever, because I only buy on small scales. I don't buy on big scales like someplace like Guitar Center does. So, yeah, there's always life's challenges, but I'm so happy to be able to be in the new location and continue on, and that I survived the pandemic and all that stuff, So,
And
yeah.
Thad, I know you've told me a little bit about it, but for people that are watching this on the channel, what prompted this move for you?
Well, my lease was up in the old building, and I didn't want to have to sign another 2-year lease in a place that I didn't necessarily want to be in, and they wouldn't let me pay month to month, so it was just time to move on, And sure, I'd love to be, uptown in a more ritzy area, and that's busy and whatever else, but rent on those places is just ridiculous, and not to mention utilities and everything else, So finding a place like this was gold, I'm the 140-year-old Victorian building just kind of fits the vintage guitar theme, and
you have a lot more room for inventory. I mean,
Correct.
obviously, you guys could see this compared to the old shop. I mean, he's got 4 times the number of guitars here. It seems like
stacked floor to ceiling, and I got a bigger shop area, and I haven't gotten it ready yet, but I have my own office and everything in the back, and so it's just all around a better move, and I'm so stoked to be here. And so if you guys need anything, just look me up. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, both under Shumaker Guitar Works. I'm on YouTube, of course, and whatever. So anything I can help you guys with. And I'm a luthier. I went to luthier school, and I do repairs and restorations to vintage instruments. So I've got some pretty cool projects going on back here. Anything from a 19th century violin to a 1943 Gibson to modern basses and stuff back there right now. So I work on everything, and if you need anything, come on in.
And I will post a link to Thad's channel, Shumaker Guitar Works on YouTube, as well as a link to his Facebook page. So if you guys want to know more, or you see something in his inventory that you want to pick up, just call him and he'll help you out with it. He's got some really rad gear here. I wish I won the lottery, because I'd be buying about half the stuff in the shop.
You and me both. It'd be in my personal collection.
Nice. So anyway, guys, this has been another episode of Shop Spotlight. And again, it's with Thad Shumaker, who I have become friends with in the last few months. Great guy. So if you like supporting small businesses, even if you don't, I would encourage you, if you're a guitar player or you have somebody thinking about getting into the hobby, give that a call.
For sure.
And, help support his business and what he's trying to do. As always, thank you for watching and have fun playing.